Who feels as though they have the time, is what I should say. I think all of us do have time to fit other things into our lives, but if I think about my life, I joined the gym a while back and I wanted to do it because I'm getting older and I want to stay fit, I want to stay flexible. And I figured the only time I could use was super early in the morning. So I started getting up even earlier before I went to work, going to the gym, coming home, having a shower and going off to work. I did that for a couple of weeks and it seemed to be working pretty well. By the third week, I was getting really, really tired. But I haven't said to myself that I don't have time for the gym, but maybe I'll reduce my schedule. Maybe I won't go every day. Maybe I'll swap it in the winter to after school a couple of nights, because getting up really early in the morning when it's dark is going to be horrible. So it's not that I don't have the time. I've got a pretty busy day and I've got 2 kids and I live an hour from the school where I teach. So my day's already got a lot of stuff in it. And, I'm doing stuff around the house, time with my wife and my kids and doing other things. We've got other commitments. You know what it's like. You've got a life. You might not do all the things that I do, but you've got stuff going on. What you need to do is think about those little spaces in your day. Now, normally when I talk about environment, where I think that is the best place for you to learn, I talk about a dedicated space that you can go where you've got full concentration and you can relax and feel comfortable and there's no distraction. We don't all have that. If you have to find a place in your day, maybe it's your commute, maybe there's something that you have to do every day, use that little nook of time to do a bit of Spanish. And I've done a video on can I learn Spanish in 8 to 10 minutes a day? Check that out. Even things like cleaning, ironing. If it's a state in which you are relaxed and you can listen and concentrate and your muscle memory is doing the other thing, that's great. It doesn't have to be a comfortable chair with your eyes closed and noise cancelling headphones. It doesn't have to be that. It's different for everyone. And that's very important. So find the part of your day that works for you. Walking, waiting in line, doesn't matter what it is, but find a place that it feels good for you to do a bit of learning. It might not be practical to separate learning Spanish from your daily life. Depends on your commute and what you're doing, how you're feeling, where you are in the world. Really does depend on a lot of factors. So make sure it works for you. You can stretch your time, make it work for you. What I would suggest is, if you go through the other videos, you'll start to see a bit of a pattern. There's no one way of learning a language. If you've got a busy life, then clearly it's going to be a challenge at first to think, what can I do to find time to dedicate to this? And many people quit, and there's another video I talked about reasons why people might quit. Time is a big one. If you don't feel as though you have the time, or you feel stressed, you're not enjoying your learning, it's easier to give up. If you manage to do part of a lesson or a full lesson in all of those other micro moments that you've got in your day, maybe driving to work, walking to your car, taking the books back to the library, I don't know what it is you'll be doing, loading the dishwasher. Have a think about one of the things that you did in that lesson. Think about one of those words that you learned. These little micro moments are huge. I tend to say to students not to think too much about things between lessons, because that process of letting things sink in is really important. We don't want to have to force any of this. We want it to be natural. We want it to be enjoyable. But saying to yourself that you don't have enough time, that's perhaps very telling. If you feel as though you don't, it's going to be a struggle and you might not enjoy it. You need to really think about what time you've got available and what you're actually doing with the time during your day. Don't panic about studying every day. I go through that in the other video. It doesn't matter if you can't study every day. It's different for everyone. So please remember this individual journey, lots of these barriers that we set ourselves, this negative self-talk like, I don't have time. If you believe that, then you'll never get the most out of this experience. Whatever course you take, this one, another one, it's more likely you're going to fail, or that you'll decide to quit, or you will quit because you're too tired or you're stressed. You have to be able to take this on board and feel that it's something that you want, and that you'll start to feel you can do it as you make progress. So there is no, I don't have time. If you're super, super busy, then maybe it's not practical. If you do the audit and you see that you don't have time, then maybe that's the end of your journey. Maybe that's your answer. But I truly believe that if you are honest with yourself, you can find a moment that does not have to be programmed. Find a moment where you've got a little bit of time to plug in those headphones, listen to a bit of Spanish, and give it a go. Embrace the mistakes. Don't panic. There's no one way to do this, but make sure it's fun and that you're taking your time and you're enjoying the journey.